Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charles, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and when we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we have an interesting episode for you guys you definitely want to stick around for, so make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Now, as all of you know, we recently covered a story surrounding Ben Simmons and Kevin Durant. In that story, essentially what we were told was, right before Game 4 of the first round series between the Boston Celtics and Brooklyn Nets, just these last playoffs, Ben Simmons and his teammates were in a group chat, right? And in that group chat, maybe with some other coaching staff or whatever. Anyway, in that group chat, Ben Simmons was asked a question on his status to play Game 4. Now, if you guys remember, Ben Simmons, when he initially joined the team, and he was ramping up for the playoffs, he would himself said, you can go look at the footage out there. Nobody's making this up. He said, I'm getting close. I'm getting close. He refused to give a return date, but he did say, I'm getting close. You can go look at the video. You can go hunt it down. Nobody's sitting here making this stuff up. So he was asked about that. And then subsequently, he just left the group chat. Now, this report, we got this report from Rick Bucher. Rick Bucher said this. And Rick Bucher was basically the one that said Ben Simmons ultimately exited the chat. And we do have an audio, right, of Rick Bucher actually explaining this on, what is it, Speak for Yourself, just yesterday when he was asked about it. But before we get into the audio, because maybe some people haven't heard it, before we get into the audio, this video is brought to you by our sponsor, Aura, who's also the official sponsor of the T-Wolves. Do you know what the fastest growing crime in America is today? It's identity theft. Imagine trying to log into your email only to see that your password has been changed. Then you start getting weird notifications from your bank and credit cards, only to find out that all of your personal and sensitive information has been totally compromised. If you think it can happen to you and your family, just know that in 2020, over 49 million Americans were victims to identity theft, costing them a combined $56 billion. That is why we are excited to partner with Aura, who's the sponsor of this video. Aura is the #1 identity theft and financial fraud protection. Aura monitors the dark web and alerts you if any of your passwords and accounts have been breached. And funny enough, after using Aura, I discovered some of my credentials were floating around in the dark web, and the app showed me exactly when and where the breach happened. In addition, Aura allows you to set spending alerts, and they'll notify you of any suspicious transactions. Aura is 4 times faster than any of its competitors in alerting you if someone is trying to open a credit card or obtain a loan using your name. And remember this, every 14 seconds, someone becomes a victim of identity fraud. Don't let it happen to you. Now click the link in the description and try Aura for free for 2 weeks and see if any of you or your family's personal information has been compromised. Start your free trial at aura.com/dreamerspro. And when you try Aura, by using the link in the description below, also know that you're supporting this channel. Thank you. So what we want to do is we want to play the audio of Rick Bucher basically explaining the situation with his own 2 lips, right? And then we're going to come back and react to it and tell you what Ben Simmons had to say. So take a listen to that.
Real quick, Joy, before you go, I need Slick Rick Bucher to recant this story for me that has shaken up the internet, if you will.
Yes.
Kevin Durant was in a group message with Ben Simmons before Game 4, round 1. They ask Ben Simmons if Ben Simmons is going to play in the game, and Ben Simmons doesn't respond. He just leaves the chat. Now, you told Joy on the herd. I need you to tell me on Speak for Yourself.
Yes.
Give me some details around that.
Well, there's somewhere between Game 3 and Game 4, and there was a question whether Ben was going to gut it out and try to play. Obviously, needed back surgery, but the question was he going to try to suck it up and play? And so they were on a group chat, the players, and they put it to him, like, what's the deal? And Ben not only did he not answer, but I'm told he left the chat. So it left them in limbo. And if you'll recall, he wasn't on the bench for Game 4. So I'm told that the conversation with Joe Tsai was step 1 in terms of, can we convince Kevin to stay? And the other, and I don't know that this has happened or if it's going to happen, was to find a middle ground to get together with Ben Simmons and to say, can we mend that fence?
So you heard what Rick Bucher had to say. Fantastic. Now, when that story came out yesterday, remember we covered this story, by the way. I believe that we covered that story on Monday, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, when that story came out, I think when Rick Bucher went on TV and said it, Ben Simmons actually put up a tweet, right? responding to what Rick Bucher had to say. And basically what he said was this. He said, why y'all post fake stuff, right? So that's what Ben Simmons had to say, basically saying that he made that up. So here are my thoughts on this. This whole back and forth between Rick Bucher and Ben Simmons is Rick Bucher, and Ben Simmons is absolutely irrelevant. It's absolutely irrelevant because what's going to happen, what this is going to turn into is a bunch of he said, she said, right? This guy said it and this guy's lying, who's lying, and he's lying. All I know is this, okay? The fact of the matter is this. The Nets traded a major asset in James Harden for Ben Simmons. That is what we do know for sure. Now, I don't know how he was able to get traded and pass the physical, and then we found out that he needed back surgery, but whatever. That's what we know. That is the fact of the matter, right? That happened. So that trade has to pay dividends somehow. We're not going to lose sight of that. That's what we need to put what we need to focus on is Ben Simmons lying or is Rick Bucher lying. To me, that's all really a distraction. What we need to focus on is what Ben Simmons are we going to see going into this season, because the last time we saw Ben Simmons, he did not look good whatsoever. He was up there stinking up the joint in that series against the Atlanta Hawks. He played terribly. And some people got a bit annoyed with me when I said that I consider Ben Simmons to be one of the laziest players we've seen in a long time. I'm going to reiterate that point. I'm going to tell you exactly why I believe that Ben Simmons is one of the laziest players we got going in the NBA today, and I'll tell you exactly why. Let me give you Ben Simmons' stats in the first year he entered the NBA. First year he entered the NBA, he was averaging 15.8 points per game. He shot 54.5% from the field. He shot 56% from the free throw line, 8.1 rebounds, 8.2 assists, 3.4 turnovers, 1.7 steals, and almost a block per game. What a hell of a way to make your debut into the NBA. Fantastic start. Next season, he bumped up his scoring by 1 point. He scored 17 points per game, shot essentially the same from the field, but he increased his field goal shooting percentage to 56%. Free throw shooting percentage went to 60%. Then he was getting you 8.8 rebounds. Rebounding went up. Assists was virtually the same at 7.7%. Turnovers were the same, and he got you with 1.4 steals and 0.8 in blocks. The next season, 16.4 points per game, 58% from the field. Numbers went across the board. That season, he shot 28.6%. The first 2 years of the NBA, he didn't even make a single three. I think Ben Simmons has only made about 6 3-pointers in his NBA career to this point. And last season, his numbers are the same. The fact of the matter is this: Ben Simmons has not improved whatsoever. You can look at it in his free throw shooting percentage. He shot 60% from the free throw line for the past 3 years. For the past 3 years. Now, some people say, well, for you to call him lazy, the reason I'm calling him lazy is this, because they say, well, he plays defense. Well, Giannis plays defense too. Giannis plays defense too, and Giannis came into the NBA. He was averaging 6.8 points per game in the first season. Last year, he averaged 29.9 points per game, 55% shooting from the field. He shot 72% from the free throw line. Got you 11.6 rebounds, 5.8 assists, 3.3 steals, 1.1 steals, and 1.7 blocks. That was Giannis Antetokounmpo. Giannis is somebody that has been working on his game every single year, and you can see the progression. Last season, he shot the best that he had shot from the free throw line in 4 years. Right? He's increasing his three-point shooting percentage. He's attempting more threes. He's trying different things in his basketball game. Whereas you have Ben Simmons, he just seems to have plateaued. But Giannis is doing exactly what he does, which is play defense. So what's the excuse for not improving all the other facets of your game? Look at Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Ball has improved since he came into the NBA. Look at Pascal Siakam. He's improved. Look at Brandon Ingram. He's improved. Look at who's another player? Paul George. He won most improved player of the year. There's so many guys that you can look at that have come into the NBA that have actually improved over time. Ben Simmons, we cannot say that about him. That's the reason why I call it laziness, because if you're not improving those things, what else could it be? What else could it be? Now, you can say if you're a lazy person, laziness is a mindset that causes you to not do anything. So it is laziness. It's a lot of inaction. Where's the improvement here? So when I say it, I'm not just saying it because I don't like the guy. I'm getting it from the evidence that we see. So to me, I don't want this story to be anchored in the back and forth between Rick Bucher and Ben Simmons. What we need to see is what Ben Simmons is going to, what version of Ben Simmons is going to show up this season. Because right now the Nets are mired in drama, and they need something to pay dividend coming into the season. So these are my thoughts and opinions, and what I want to know from you guys is this: what do you think about this report, and what do you think about the things that I had to say? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts in the comment section, and we catch y'all on the next episode. Peace.